What's happening, all? My apologies for the slight delay on the video, but I've got something pretty special for you guys this week. Now, I spend a lot of time just sitting on YouTube watching videos and stuff, and you end up at weird places in 2, 3 in the morning. You know, you watch this video and it goes to that one and that one and that one, and you end up watching some really weird stuff. But this time I ended up watching this group of people. We'll call them people, but they're definitely slightly mentally deficient. Now, as an example, some of you have probably heard of these people, and if you have, just bear with me here, but this is how most of them act and what they believe right here.
What I need to do is get you out of the vehicle. If you have identification, please hand the identification over to me.
No.
Identify yourself to me.
And I'm not going to step out of the vehicle.
All right. Well, you know, you are impeding my investigation. You are delaying me, which is a penal code violation in the state of California.
That law only applies to U.S. citizens.
Well, where are you a citizen of?
I am not a U.S. citizen.
Well, see, that's
I
where
am
you're
a free
mistaken.
inhabitant. I am of the earth. I do not belong to any corporation. I do not belong to any country.
Yeah, but as
no.
long as you're in the sovereign states of the United States, you will abide by the rules and laws.
See,
and you have certain protections.
a free inhabitant is they are allowed to. They're free people. They have all of the rights of a U.S. citizen without following any of their laws.
So yeah, you could definitely tell these people are lacking in the intelligence department. Now, what they try and do is use, now I'm not 100% sure on this because I didn't go looking too much into it because, I don't know, I think it would have cost me some brain cells. And I don't need to lose any more, that's for sure. But from what I understand, they try and cite and use laws from the law of Confederacy or something, which, from what I can understand, was basically the laws 200 years ago before the Constitution, which those laws got nixed in favor of the Constitution instead. But they're still on the books, maybe? I don't know. But they try and cite that and say, oh, under those laws, they claim that the government and all law enforcement and everything like that is a corporation. And since they didn't sign or agree to any contract with the corporation, they don't have to do anything they say because, you know, they just don't. Most of them, a lot of them you'll see seem to be, I don't know, for the most part harmless. Most of it's like they'll drive around cars with no registration, no license, no plates, no stickers, and they'll claim that that's their private property. So while they're traveling in it, nobody can do anything to them, law enforcement or anybody. And I use that word because they try, and that's part of them trying to cite the old laws of Confederacy, is they don't say that they're driving, they say that they're traveling, because I guess they use a lot of wordplay to try and you know, to try and basically confuse anyone that they talk to. I know I got confused by it, but from what I understand, they try and cite that they're traveling and it's not a motor vehicle like this guy here.
Sir, I need to see your license. Proof of insurance.
Are you conducting an investigation?
Yes, sir, I am. I have you speeding, 72 and a 55. So I need to see your driver's license.
Is speeding a crime?
Yes, it is. I need to see your license and insurance, sir.
Can you prove that I'm driving?
Sir, I need to see your license and proof of insurance.
Am I driving?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not. I'm traveling. I am going to continue to film. And it is not a crime for me to travel without a license.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
The problem is, from what I can tell, that traveling law it applies to like a horse and carriage, or it applies to leaving the state or leaving the country. You know, if you don't have a warrant or anything like that, the government doesn't stop you from crossing state lines or going to another country or anything like that. So that's, I guess, what it means by traveling unimpeded. But of course, you know, any type of loophole, anything they could find, that's what they try and use and say. And yes, I have to go into Best Buy. Alright, that's that. Where was I? Oh yeah. Those idiots. I guess they're quite a few of them now. They said there's like 300,000 of them and growing every day, but I don't understand it because they've been listed by the FBI, from what I understand, as a troublesome organization or something like that, because of their beliefs that none of the laws apply to them, because they're free people of the land and they're entitled to all of the rights and everything and all of the benefits of an American citizen, but they don't have to follow any of the rules, any of the laws or anything like that. Yeah, if only life worked that way. Now, I know the cops have gotten a bad rap as of late because of all, well, my beliefs on that are, you know, if you have 20,000 cops doing a good job and one of them does a bad job, and you can pretty much guarantee the media is going to throw that one that did bad up there, and then they're going to have a bad image. But there's so many out there just doing their job, you know, just trying to make the place better, and they have to deal with people like these, I don't know, on a daily basis. One interview, the guy said that he's seeing another person like this like every other week. And what amazes me is that these people, I mean, the patience these cops have is beyond me. I'd have been tasing people left and right, which is why I'm not a cop. I mean, but they'll sit there and argue with these people for 10-20 minutes while the people sit there yelling out their window, oh, you don't have any authority over me. And in my opinion, that's impeding an investigation, which right there is breaking the law, which gives the police authority to remove you from your vehicle. And all of them, they pretty much end up like this.
Whoa.
I'm asking for, I am asking him for his supervisor. I am asking you.
Apparently in these people's minds, as long as they yell that they don't consent, then nothing can happen to them.
I do not consent. I do not consent.
You know, then the cop's just supposed to say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I know you were murdering that person, but you didn't consent, so yeah, I guess I'll have to just leave you alone. Yeah, every single one of these things that I've looked into, they all get handcuffed, they all get thrown in the squad car and taken to jail. And they go to court and try and hand the judge binders and binders of this just legal confusion that makes no sense at all. And it never goes their way. They're usually fined or sent to jail or whatever, which they deserve it, you know. I don't understand how these people can think that, you know, they can just do whatever and there's no repercussions for it, because there always are. These people always end up in jail, and they said they deserve it. But I guess what I don't understand is how they can actually think that's going to work. If you're driving a car wherever, even if you want to call it traveling or whatever you want to call it, you're on a road owned by that county or that state, which means to drive on that road you have to meet their requirements. But I guess that's common sense, and if any of these people had any of that, they wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. some of these idiots, they even have all the paperwork. They had the license and insurance, registration, nothing on the record, but just for the sake of trying to prove that no one has authority over me, they'll spout this nonsense and end up getting thrown in jail. When the cop does end up busting out your window and dragging you out of your car, which you deserve in my opinion, now you've just added resisting arrest, and I don't know if you're kicking and screaming if the cop feels like it, assaulting an officer, and they all end up in court. Is it really that difficult for a police officer to say, license? Yes, sir. And you give him your license. I mean, granted, yes, there are some of those cops out there that were bullied all through high school and had way too many wedgies and ended up graduating and spending their life in the gym and then becoming a cop and trying to flex their manlyhood that way and basically being overbearing, blah. But for the most part, most of these cops, and even in the videos and stuff, they're very accommodating, understanding. They sit there and go back and forth with these people for 10-20 minutes, and I couldn't do it. I do not have that kind of patience to deal with an idiot like that. I mean, in my opinion, that's what court is for. Fine, just be respectful, whatever, do whatever the cop says, even if he is one of those overcompensating ones. Just do whatever they ask, within reason, of course. And then when you have your day in court, that's when you fight it. But most of the time, it's these people doing something wrong. They know they're doing wrong. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get home and get to editing now. As always, thank you guys tremendously for your continued support. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want to comment, I'll get back to you. And we'll keep working on getting that 100 subs. At 100, you get your own URL. So instead of having YouTube. Yada 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 yada, it will just be YouTube. My channel name. So basically, that's my my first little goal to try and get to. So we'll keep working on that. And as always, I will see you guys again real soon. Have a great day. Take care.